Salut tout le monde, it's your boy Adero, Lukael. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. This is episode 23? I'm really not sure anymore. Yes, 23. In the last episode, we talked some more to the cryptozoologist, solved the mystery of the locusts, which had been stolen by Kuno. More importantly, we went and told Billy Méjean that her husband had died. A very sad, somber moment. I'm just kind of like going through all of my remaining tasks, doing all the side quests before we reach what I think is probably going to be the end game. I feel like we're getting pretty close to the end of the game now, so I want to go talk to Evrart again today, but other than that, I don't have any like specific plans, so I'm just gonna see where the game takes us, you know? The game has a knack for always taking us in unexpected directions, so we're just gonna go with the flow. And yeah, I don't think there's too many of these videos left, so enjoy them while they last. With that being said, as always, thank you for joining me, and without any further ado, let's jump right back in. Alright. Day 5, 10:49 in the morning. All good with you, Kim?
Yes?
Is there any dialogue that I missed with Kim? Tell me about it.
What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you? 3 days ago, during that time, as you know, there was considerable interest in this case at my station, but probably not for the reasons you have in mind.
Oh, I just given up on this line of questioning. I wonder if you can... Are you sure there's not some sex angle we should be considering?
Good point. Martinez is famed for its occult sex murder rites. We'll get on it immediately.
For a moment there, I thought you were serious, but I see you're just messing with me.
The weary tone is the surest indicator that the lieutenant is being sarcastic.
You're being sarcastic, aren't you? Wow, really? That's mega sexy. Doesn't have to be a cult. Can just be a sex murder. Doesn't have to be murder. The funniest thing about this line of questioning, which you can do like basically at the very beginning of the game, is that it did turn out to be a murder happened during sex, which I guess he had no way of knowing, but it's pretty funny in retrospect. That's mega sexy.
No, not really.
Oh.
Was there anything else?
It can still be an otherworldly sex mystery in your head, with a dark twist even. He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit, then hit him with it.
Good.
Oh. Had I seen this? I don't remember this showing up. Convince Kim there's a sexy dark mystery twist in the case. Ooh. Inland Empire 7. Oh, can I change my clothes before I hit that? I mean, 72% is pretty high. +1 dress code Modus Mullen. Is it because I've got the hat? Let's try that.
What if you did it?
Wait, what? Did what? The hangman?
Yes, you killed him. And then, as part of the plan, you drowned out the memory. Forgetting was merely a matter of convenience. Very clever.
Very clever.
Maybe this is why your chest feels so hollow. You did an awful thing, and you can't even bring yourself to acknowledge it.
This is very funny on day 5, now that we have like a lot of clues pointing to Ruby.
Are you sure you would have the strength to take down a hardened mercenary? You're not in the best shape.
Kim, I think I may be the murderer. I killed the man and then tricked myself into forgetting about it. We're just gonna tell him that on day 5, when we're like so close to actually catching the murderer. Keep it to yourself. This is your burden to bear now. You can just... do I want to say that? I don't think he's gonna find it very funny if I just say that. Well, then again, Lieutenant, I have a confession to make. I am the murderer.
And what has led you to this conclusion?
The lieutenant appears unfazed. My chest feels hollow, like I did something terrible. It all makes so much sense. It would have been so convenient for me to forget all about the murder and everything else. I'm a bad person. I believe I could have done anything. Yeah, isn't it so convenient?
Thus far, your memory loss does not seem to be convenient for you or anyone else.
True.
Except insofar as you've managed to avoid doing any work.
Okay, that's not true. That's a day 1 dialogue right there. That's not day 5 dialogue. We've done plenty. So you're saying I didn't kill him? But Kim, it turned out to be that I was the one racing around town in my motor carriage. So they did account for you finding that out first before this dialogue. Interesting. I was the one racing around town.
The victim wasn't run over by a drunk driver. So, while I can't condone your driving habit, the cases remain unrelated.
He purses his lips. Just imagining like Kim just pursing his lips.
Look, it's not unusual for detectives to feel complicit in a crime until the
Really?
perpetrator is identified and apprehended. Especially when the investigation is dragging. So, let's get back to it, shall we?
Interesting. Like, before finishing the game, I almost want to go through like every person's dialogue again, just in case there's like new stuff that opened up, because I'm sure there's a bunch. Alright, so one thing I was curious about... Oh, there's a few things actually, now that I'm remembering. Because in between sessions, new stuff always like... the door. So, we told Evrart we were going to open that door, and then we didn't do it and we lied that we opened it. But now that the lie is done, I'm wondering, should I actually open the door? Do we still have the key? I think we still have the key, but like... Because I am curious what's in that apartment, if it's even an apartment. Like, I am curious about it, I just didn't want to do it for... Evrart, you know? You hear the sound of running water. Someone's washing dishes. Maybe we can just knock and talk to the person normally without opening the door, you know? Hello?
The door has braved the elements for decades. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and so is the knocker, shaped like a lion's head.
Right, yeah.
The royal lion, Guillaume's kitten. This knocker will last a lifetime and then some.
Guillaume's kitten. Really? You called it like that? So we still have the key. Let's just knock normally.
No answer.
I mean, we do hear running water. I know you're in there.
That already defeats the point, doesn't it? Let's get out of here.
Press you here against the door?
Not a sound. The silence is eerie.
It just said there was running water.
Even the darkness is holding its breath inside the apartment.
I shouldn't use the key.
As you turn to leave, you hear footsteps on the other side. Yes, someone's definitely home.
We should leave and go talk with Evrart. Tell him what happened, that we couldn't open the door. Maybe there's a workaround.
What do you mean we couldn't open the door? I chose not to open the door. We have the key. I just decided not to use it. Okay, well, someone is there. You just confirmed. God damn. Alright. Whatever. Another thing. We've been getting like a few foreshadowing comments about a tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislain. Where is that tree? Is that a tree I can actually interact with? Because there's not really any tree here. Like, we heard a comment about like something golden in a tree, right? But there's no tree you can interact with. I mean, there's this tree. This is like the only tree. But there's nothing like this tree here. You can't interact with it. So what tree are they talking about? This tree? No, there's nothing to do here. I'm just going alongside this entire street to see if there's like a tree I can interact with. And so I wonder where Lizzie's gone, because she said she was going back to Evrart, but then when we went to Evrart, she wasn't there. So where has she gone? We also never saw this guy here. This tree? No, I can't interact with any of these trees. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just there to fuck with you, but I feel like there would be something. This tree? Oh. Oh, we didn't... Wait, did I? I didn't open this. While we're near the end, I want to do like some extra exploration, see if there's anything that I missed, you know? Oh, Jamrock Biker Cop Sunnies. +1 empathy, -1 logic. Hello. +1 empathy, feel the streets, -1 logic, leave the reason behind. For taking your Harmel Ryu supersonic out for a ride on the streets of Jamrock where your heart is buried. Okay. Empathy's at 6, logic's at 3. Need all the logic we can get. Do I need to remember which trap was the last one we checked? Because I don't actually remember. It might have been this one. This one still has the locusts in it, so it's not this
The
one.
locusts aren't doing all too well, but they're still in there.
Sad.
This isn't the empty trap. That must have been.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I guess we can do this trap thing while we look for the tree. And then just having a double check. Some new characters might pop up since it's a little bit later in the day, like the Sunday friend. Also, there's a box here. Some tear. Obviously, I'm going to cut all this walking around and editing. It's going to be kind of boring for you guys. As always, I only keep the juiciest bits. Oh, there he is. Alright. Let me steel myself to talk to this fucking guy again. Also, should I call on the phone again? I am kind of curious to see what happens if you call a second time. Especially now that we have the Wasteland thought completed, which confirms we're sober. Right, this is the empty trap.
The locusts aren't doing all too well, but they're still in there.
Oh, it's not the... I don't see locusts in it, though. I could see locusts in the other one. Yeah, see, I can see locusts in this one, too. I'm already dreading having to talk to this guy again.
As you approach, the man turns and greets you with a polite wave.
The sea air is so invigorating, don't you agree?
He appears completely at ease, like a common holidaymaker.
Ah, super. It's the officer. I was not expecting to run into you again, but things have a funny way of turning out, no? What brings you down to the scenic Martinez coast?
Actually, I was wondering what you're doing here.
Well, that's très simple. I was visiting the fishing village just north of here. They have applied for a series of microloans to revitalize the old market. And well, I wish to see the situation firsthand.
As a native French speaker, we never do that. You know, we never just insert some like random French words in the middle of speaking English. Like if I'm speaking English, I'm gonna speak English. I'm not gonna suddenly say something in French just to remind you that I'm French, you know? It's this weird thing they do a lot in fiction. They applied for some microloans to revitalize the whole market, yeah?
And then, well, I had some extra time on my hands, so I decided to stroll down here. It's quite peaceful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. Not quite my scene. You do know there was a mass execution right over there. Did you see all the bullet holes in that wall over there?
Ah? Is that what those pockmarks are? I might have guessed. Fascinating how much history is contained right here, if only one knows where to look for it.
You feel like there's something you could say here, if only you really knew what was going on.
Oh, I failed this by just one.
Ah bon? I'm all ears, officer.
Wait, there was so much else I could say.
And then, well, I had some extra time on my hands, so I decided to stroll down
You
here.
do know there was a mass execution right here?
Really? Here? How can you be sure?
It's sort of a gift I have. I can reconstruct things that happened in the past, high-end detective stuff. Well, for one, that wall over there is covered in bullet holes. No, it's a gift.
Ah, a very useful gift for a police detective, I'm sure. Fascinating how much history is contained right here.
You feel like there's something you could say here.
Ah bon?
All right.
I'm all ears, officer.
I need your help forming a committee. I'm trying to assign la responsabilité.
My friend, if it's la responsabilité you're after, I have good news for you. There's no need to form such a committee, because it already exists. The Comité de Responsabilité de Revachol. It acts as a sort of clearinghouse for coalition activities. To put it simply, They are the ultimate arbiters of la responsabilité in this part of the world.
Yes, this is just the sort of reasonable authority you're looking for.
Okay.
I would offer to connect you with the committee myself, but alas, I am not actually in Martinez.
What? Where is he then? You knew there was something strange about this one. He's an astral projection, a bureaucratic phantasm.
He's pulling a Luke Skywalker.
He's speaking figuratively. He means he's not in Martinez in his official capacity.
Attempt to stick your hand through his astral form. I got it. You're only here on personal business. So where are you then? I'm looking at you right now. So you're only here on personal business.
Précisément. Officially, I am still in La Delta, preparing for an upcoming conference on fuel oil derivatives.
So are you and the smoker, like... I assume that's what it was, but you guys really don't seem like the types that would... You know? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's what it is, but I don't really see it.
That's why it would be extremely irregular, or potentially even inappropriate for me to intercede with the committee concerning a district I'm not officially in.
I mean, you could have heard of it any number of ways. This is an urgent matter. I need to get in touch with the committee. Well, how am I supposed to contact the committee then?
Well, under ordinary circumstances, the committee contacts you.
In other words, the committee only knows what it wants to know.
But if you have information of a vital interest, they might be willing to entertain an exception. In which case, I would advise you to contact them via Coalition Warship Archer.
What's that?
Officer, you mean to say that you haven't noticed the giant Coalition aerostatic peacefully patrolling the skies over Revachol?
Peacefully, yes, of course.
You follow the man's gaze out toward the west. There, hanging some distance above the horizon, you can just make out a strange silhouette. It looks to your eye like some kind of long metallic fish suspended beneath a number of ceiling fans.
We probably saw that on the title screen.
Not just any fish. It moves like some ancient bottom feeder gliding over the ocean floor in search of prey.
We did get a skill point.
Don't let the paint job fool you. It's a goddamn killing machine, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
It's amazing, an inspiring symbol. Looks like a fish. Looks like a killing machine. Can't believe I never noticed it before. I guess I never noticed it.
That is part of the idea, of course. The Coalition doesn't want the people of Revachol to feel that they are under a military occupation.
No, wouldn't want that.
That is why the Archer is always careful to maintain a constant, discreet distance.
But they are. That's what you're saying. They are under military occupation. Why do we need to go through Archer to speak to the committee?
You see, in addition to being an airborne artillery platform, Coalition Warship Archer is also the linchpin of the Coalition's surveillance and communications infrastructure in Revachol.
So it's watching us too.
And listening. It has the most objective vantage point in the entire city. Not to mention a vast array of radio, photographic, and meteorological monitoring instruments.
Well, then maybe they saw the whole lynching happening, but I guess it doesn't matter at this point.
I find it a great comfort to know there are benevolent powers watching over all, in strict accordance with the Wayfarer Act and the Bristlemune Conventions.
So how does one go about contacting a warship?
This is quite the problem. Very tricky. Of course, the Archer has orders to fire on any unidentified aerostatics that might approach it, so it might be safer to get in touch from the ground.
Okay, well, I can't fly anyways, so...
But in that case, you would require a radio transmitter capable of broadcasting on Coalition frequencies. And that kind of technology naturally isn't typically available for non-Coalition use. Yes, it is a bit of a conundrum.
So you're saying they watch over us. They watch over us, they see what we do, they listen to what we do, but if we want to get in touch with them, then we can't. That's very convenient.
I suppose there might be some way to circuit bend your way onto those frequencies, but you'd have to be one of those techno-tinkerers to do it.
Is that legal?
Unauthorized circuit bending is a very serious matter with grave security implications. But as of the moment, there is no specific law forbidding it. In Revachol, at least.
Sounds like something that programmer we met in the church might be able to help with.
Oh, really?
Let me just say that I have complete confidence in the RCM. I'm sure you'll figure something out.
Interesting. Thank you for your time.
Always my pleasure to be of assistance to the RCM. Godspeed, and if we don't meet again, bonne chance.
I mean, he is kind of pompous and patronizing, you know, all these things, but overall, he is a fairly nice guy, I guess.
There's no way the perp is in here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. All attempts to pry them off have failed.
Didn't I get this dialogue already? Can I try to get in, though? Kim, you think she's in there?
The suspect? God, I hope not. I can't see a way in, though many have tried.
Can I try to get in?
Not this time. The opposition is insurmountable, but I like the spirit. Have some points.
Have some points.
It's lonely and cold without points.
Thank you.
And dangerous. Dangerous too.
Nothing more to do here, then. Just some free points from the game. Okay, thank you. Why didn't I get those the first time I came through here? Strange. I'm excited about like another side quest we have to complete. I wish it was for something more interesting than assigning la responsabilité, which like, what does that even mean? Like, I can't even remember why I got that thought. It's just like some dumb moralist bullshit, I bet, but if it's available, I'm gonna try and complete it because I am a completionist. I want to try and do everything I see that phone there. I see you, you fucking phone. Should I call again? Also, why does it say I have new clothes? I don't have new clothes. Sometimes the thing will just look as if I have something new and I don't. I do have 2 skill points. I'm gonna wait because there's some roles I could probably do again. Take on la responsabilité. Someone ought to do something about it. We have 15 moralists. I can't really blame them, I guess, if I'm one of them. It's so tempting to call again. Like, I just wish I could have... I want to call again, but I know the game is not going to give me the option to just be like, hey, I'm sorry. I'm going through a tough time. I know this call last night was like weird. I apologize. I'm having some trouble with my memory. I just want us to be in a good place, you know, I didn't mean to scare you. I want to say all these things. Obviously, I know the game is not going to give me that option. Like, as many choices as you get, you are still playing Harry, and Harry is not in a mental place right now to have a normal conversation with Dora, so I'm not going to call again. But I really want to. But I would really want to. Just because I'm curious, but... I'm trying to be normal. Alright, where was that fucking trap?
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot.
When are we gonna be able to open this door? Do you really just need to, like, somehow roll, like, a perfect 12? Alright, this is the trap that's supposed to not have locusts in it, even though there clearly are locusts in it.
The reeds dance slowly around the empty trap. The trap's netting trembles. No insect sounds or movement anywhere.
Release the locust. Oh, I wanted to see if maybe I can talk to Kuno to give him the locust first, but... I mean, if he really wanted, he could just come back here and steal those, so let's just put the locusts in.
The locusts, dazed from being transported, slowly begin to acclimate to their new surroundings.
Feel bad for these bugs.
They're not really going to get the chance to get comfortable here.
Good. Now that's done. When can we get to our impending apocalypse of a murder investigation?
Kim, don't get sassy with me.
Don't answer that. It was a rhetorical question.
He doesn't want to, but if there is one more cryptozoological runaround, he must force the investigation back on track. This better be it.
I know you don't want to be doing this, but it's so funny because there's so many other pointless things we've been doing. And he's been very accommodating, just patiently waiting while we do all these other things, all these other side quests completely unrelated to the murder. But this cryptozoologic shit, that's the one thing he just cannot stand. Like, that's the one thing he refuses to be spending his time on. Which is pretty fun. Let's go talk to the programmer. See if she can help us with this radio business. The god of dance is back, y'all.
Yes, what is it?
It's not a paying job, but could you help me contact Coalition Warship Archer?
You're asking me to circuit bend onto a coalition radio frequencies. You want to know, is it possible? Probably. But is it a good idea? I'm not so sure.
What's the worst that can happen?
The main difficulty will be finding an antenna powerful enough to reach those frequencies. Unfortunately, you can't exactly buy mega long-wave antennas off the shelf.
She's not joking. Even the RCM has to receive special approval from the Coalition to access that kind of equipment.
The radio relay tower at Land's End, could that work?
I highly doubt it. That tower is barely able to transmit shortwave signals across the bay. To generate megalow frequencies, we're going to need a much larger antenna. I don't see any alternative. We're just going to have to build the antenna ourselves.
Really? Why don't we just use your AR-1?
Because it's a completely different class of antenna. It would be like using a high-end racing carriage where a long-distance lorry is required. We need metal, a lot of it. The taller the structure, the better. Something that is both prominent and easily accessible. If it's near a power source, even better.
+1 acquainted with local landmarks. -1 boring cop, boring ideas. Come up with a site for a mega long-wave radio antenna. Wait, conceptualization. Hang on. I've got some conceptualization. I only have +2, but let's
what is
see.
it?
42%. I mean, my conceptualization's not gonna get much higher than this. Gonna try it.
That's easy. Antennas are basically just tall things, right?
We could use the steeple of this church.
No, we could not. This church is made from wood. I'm not sure you understand how radios work.
I don't think I do. Oh, now it's fucking locked. Alright. We'll come back. Damn it. There probably are like a few roles we could try again on the map, right? Where is that fucking tree? They kept mentioning a tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislain. I haven't found one. The mirror. Interfacing. I think the mirror one is to stop the expression, which I don't want to do. But then there's another one at the mirror.
Hi again, Gendarme.
Tell me again about that muscular type that came to investigate.
Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. Muscular, handsome. Sure. Bye-bye, Gendarme.
Yeah, that muscular guy. Now that we know a little bit more about what happened, I guess the muscular guy must have been the right to work guy, right? Like the guy that's... I still don't get the point of him, like, pretending to be a scab. What's the point of that? Oh, I guess I should tell Lena. Sorry, this episode is very scattered. My mind's like all over the place. I put the bugs back in.
Hello, dear. It's good to see a familiar face.
I restocked the empty trap. Where's Morel?
Thank you for doing that, dear.
No problem. She manages a smile for you.
Her smile is wary. Her earlier ebullience has left her.
Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him.
Oh, I hope he doesn't die like fucking... René Arnoux is the guy who died? Only the hardcore players left, huh? It's probably for the best. It's awfully cold out there in those reeds. He gives up and I'm running around? Yeah, it's probably for the best.
I'm sorry, dear. You've had to drudge through them so many times. Such is field work. A young person's game, as they say.
So, let me guess, who's going to check the traps?
Morel will eventually, or we'll talk Gary into going back out, perhaps.
The lieutenant stares at his shoe, caked in mud. He doesn't say anything.
Something tells me it's up to me again. We'll take care of it. Once more, onto the breach then. Take it on with undue optimism. Good luck with that, my bug-chasing days are done. Once more into the breach then.
That really is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down with a cough yourself.
Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this? It's like she's given up.
Lena, what's wrong? You seem different. Did she maybe lie about the phasmid thing?
Different? How?
The half moons of her glasses reflect you as she looks up at you. You're not telling me the whole story.
I'm not. It's not that.
What is it? She doesn't know how to end the sentence.
It's a strange feeling. I haven't really told this to anyone, but you are a police officer.
I think she's now realizing that, like, this whole story she's had since she was a kid, she probably imagined it.
And when a police officer asks, you must answer.
Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just that? A story? Or a dream?
Yeah.
Hunching her shoulders now. She seems even smaller than she is. Like a sad young girl.
Seeing the Insulindian phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not.
But Morel told me you'd seen it. You also told me.
Morel's so proud of it. He always tells everyone.
A terrible sting in the heart. Regret.
Are you saying you made it up? You seem to really believe it happened. Doesn't that count for something? So you haven't seen it. I should arrest you for lying. I mean, you seem to really believe it.
No, sweetie. There's more to it than that. Morel was so eager to believe my story was evidence of the phasmid's existence.
So you kind of convinced yourself.
That I'm some queen of the cryptozoologists. That. And for years, his belief made me believe too.
That I am a queen? An extraordinary witness to grace.
It's almost like your whole relationship is built on that too, so like after years together, it's kind of hard for her to admit to herself that maybe she just imagined it, because I think she like convinced herself. Because like, she's probably wondering, would their relationship still hold if like he knew it wasn't true?
But now, we're both getting old and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it. But what if I was just wrong? I think I was.
She shakes her head, still unable to meet your eyes.
The lieutenant opens his notebook, but doesn't write anything. He's hiding. These things are tough on him. Matters of love, not violence or deceit.
Ooh, this is a red check, so I can't like put on some clothes and come back to it. First, tell her that her marriage hasn't been a lie. At least, I mean, it's at 72, but we could still fail that. I mean, we have to try it. It's still pretty high, but I'm nervous.
An acorn is not the same as the tree. That requires time, diligence, and care.
And I need something good here. Wrong or not, your relationship with Morel isn't just about the... I mean, who am I to say that? I really don't know that much about them. But I'm trying to make her feel better, I guess, is the point. So I need something good here.
All qualities these two seem to share in abundance.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so wrong or not, your relationship isn't just about the phasmid.
But it is. We've spent years searching for the phasmid, hunting it together. Without it, what are we? Just another pathetic old couple.
That's not true.
If I hadn't led him down this path, he could have a steady job lecturing at a university.
Morel hated lecturing. You convinced him to do something real in this world. Normally when I think about stuff like women and marriage, I feel bad. When I think about you and Morel, I feel okay. That counts for something, no? Something real in this world. I mean, he did hate it, I think. Did he say that? I mean, I guess he did.
But if the dream comes to naught, what good is it? No, the thing is...
She looks down at her legs.
I was a paraplegic before we met. He didn't know before I arrived on our first date. If I weren't the queen of the cryptozoologists, if I didn't tell him that story...
She has to swallow to relax her throat. It's keeping her from talking.
He'd still be into you. That's not how these things work. Now I understand why you haven't told him about your doubts. Wow, love is hard. I mean, he is like hyper-focused on this crypto shit. So like, would he have been into her? It really does seem to be like a big part of why he was into her. But after years together, I have to imagine that there's more to it than just that, right? Like, am I trying to make her feel better, or am I trying to be a realist here? I understand.
I've wasted enough of your time with this drama. I really must stop talking about it lest I start crying and waste more of your time. What you have to know is the Insulindian phasmid probably does not exist. Let us fools chase our ghosts. There are a million better things to do with your life.
Are there? Some of the other things are pretty bad.
To hell with this. I still believe you saw the phasmid. Thing is, you were not sure you made it up either. Okay, so these are the same as before. Yeah, you're not sure either.
I'm not sure of anything. Sometimes I still see it, you know. The real memory. Not the memory of the memory, but it's so hard to tell the two apart.
Rising, unfolding from the reeds on a hot summer's day, like a benevolent god.
Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary.
Are you sure you don't need help getting to Gary's?
Oh no, thank you, but I can get there on my own. This old thing is gas-powered.
Oh, yeah.
And then a taxi home. It's not so bad.
I just noticed there's like a fuel tank behind it. You do that, I'll check the traps one more time.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, sweetie. Please don't get stuck on a dream. Take it from me and Morel.
No one can stop you from finding the phasmid.
Can I have your address just in case there's news?
Okay. It's 1113 Tabernacle Road.
Tabernacle.
Jamrock, but...
A sigh. She doesn't think you'll need it.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, though. What's life without believing in some miracles? You know, what's life without a little imagination? Believing in some dreams? Believing that something like incredible could happen. You know, we make so many movies and write so many stories about this very concept of like just believing in something more to life than just the ordinary. You have to let yourself believe in these things, even if it's not real. Like, your belief in it makes it real. And besides, we're probably going to be going back to that place anyways, so it's not that much trouble for us anyways. We're gonna do it just for the cardio, at the very least. And besides, I'm mostly just trying to make her feel better, but, you know, be careful out there, Lena.
You too, sweetie. Thank you for everything, truly.
Tass?
Even though it turned out to be a...
She flicks a switch and the engine on her chair turns on with a whir. The sentence remains unfinished.
A waste of time. A dream. A fool's hope. Say her lips moving in silence. Like that, she drives off. The gas engine putters quietly as she gets to the doors, then pushes them open. Outside, it's raining.
You call that quietly?
We should go to...
Somewhere out there, a kilometer to the southeast, a gust of wind shakes the felled building, rattling dusty windows, beckoning with strange coldness, to ask the wind once more.
Why does every side quest now ends with this little reminder? It's like, don't forget the felled building. It's the felled building. You should ask the wind again. I get it. I'm gonna ask the wind. I just have other things to do first. Jeez. I'm trying to finish my other side quests. The room is still Can I still go inside if I haven't paid for the room? Yes, I can. That doesn't seem right.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face.
The chain cutters. Oh, I can fix the thing with the chain cutters. And let's get some interfacing too. I have so many clothes now. Like, I wish I had like an auto-equip whatever has the skill you need, because I have to go through all of them every time. Interfacing.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face. The chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into place. Well, you know one thing for sure. You've probably never been a plumber.
Alright. Damn it. Well, I tried. Alright, so that's that. The shelf of crime novels. Don't remember this one, but let's go. Sorry, this is gonna be another side quest episode, probably. I want to reattempt these roles. The shelf of crime novels. It's, merely looking at that unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity. Oh, this one you mean? Let's see. This one is reaction speed. I don't have anything for reaction speed.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart Vespertine detective, Dick Mullen.
It's at 83% plus 2 dress code modus Mullen.
Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity.
What do we have here? Mistaken Identity.
A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic Hard-Boiled Phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence.
Why does this speak to me? Maybe I've read these before.
Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals?
That's probably right. I'm a complicated guy full of contradictions. No, it's gotta be something else.
Perhaps you're drawn to the dark and noirish atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm pretty intense. I'm all about that dark stuff. No, that's not it either.
Is it because the smoking dame in the slinky red dress on the cover is giving you a hard-on?
Oh, right, that's definitely it. What? No, that's not what's happening. Sure, that's it.
Yeah, this is the book for you. See the way she's suggestively holding that pistol? That's symbolism.
Nice. Ooh, $8. I want to buy this Dick Mullen novel. Sure.
Of course. Such violence and immorality. I mean, enjoy.
I mean, there's no girl on the cover. Another Dick Mullen book that woefully misrepresents the nature of police work. In this one, our detective returns from a trip having successfully solved one case, only to embark on another. Does he finally face the taxing nature of his occupation? Nope. He doesn't even look like a normal officer of the law. We'll be reading that later tonight, if I remember about it. Novelty dice maker, legendary shivers. Ooh. Don't think I have anything for shivers. Let me. Oh, yes, I do. I have the shirt. Just going through every piece of clothing every time. Oh, I actually have +3 shivers. Nice. Let's go back to talk to the dice maker. I don't remember the shiver roll.
It's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Why hasn't her business failed? +2 found a 2mm hole in the world. Let's try it.
A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere.
Hey Nia, the curse is real and I figured out why it has spared you. This is still just a theory, but hear me out. I think I know why your business hasn't failed.
Didn't we already talk about this?
She asks as the wind continues to seep in through the cracks in the old chimney. My back gets sweaty. It's because you're not in the same building as the others. This isn't technically the doomed commercial area.
What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guilain 10.
Rue de Saint-Ghislain, yes.
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
No, this used to be a coal plant. Touch the safety curtains. You're in a chimney of another building.
This doesn't make any sense.
She looks around the makeshift nest that she has carved out for herself, bewildered.
Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
Let's say I have my own methods. Unusual methods. It has a different address in the heart of the city. I'm just using logic. It's windy in here. You probably haven't properly sealed the chimney crown. Point above. I have my own methods.
And what? Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
Don't let her become complacent. She still needs to ward her soul against the evil forces.
Actually, it's only your workshop that's protected. You should still do something to defend your person. No one's really ever safe from the failure.
She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face.
What?
Do you know what this is?
She raises her hand to reveal a piece of metal shining on her index finger. Your lucky charm? Some kind of award? Looks like a regular piece of jewelry to me. I don't care what it is, I only came to tell you about why you haven't failed yet. Your lucky charm, maybe?
It's a mourning ring.
Oh.
I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan.
See, the curse is real. I bet you didn't run this little jewelry shop from the protective depths of this chimney.
No, you're right. I didn't.
She laughs again, but it sounds rather small and sad.
It wasn't just the jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney?
Don't call it a dump. You've made it nice and cozy here. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. It's entropy. Yes, coincidence is all that safeguards us. It's nice and cozy here.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you want it.
She stares out the window, not really hearing your words.
That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there is something inherently violent even about dice rolls.
Yeah, tell me about it.
It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending or an entirely different world.
She picks up a pair of dice from the table and examines them under the light. But then you get replay value, at least when you're playing an actual game.
But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
Got a new thought. Okay, bye. What is this? The precarious world. Temporary research bonus, all red checks fail. Damn, that's pretty grim. But then maybe the solution you get is like, you can try red checks again or something like that. Seems like the point of this game is victory. The absence of defeat on all fronts. Victory in business ventures and creative undertakings. Victory in love and over other people. Political victory. Ideological victory. Hell, even sexual victory. Definitely a lot of object-based victories too. Having things and not losing them. One problem though. Not a lot of victors in sight. Everyone's mostly losing. Why is that? And how do you not lose? I mean, I'm as curious as I am, I can't really part with any of these. But because this is so kind of severe of a temporary research bonus, I am curious about what you would get if you complete it. Like maybe it would be something like you can re-roll red checks once, or like maybe like it lowers their difficulty by 1 or like something like that. I don't know. I'm curious about this one, but I like the ones I have right now. I like my current thoughts. It's bad enough that I got rid of like Jamais Vu, which apparently I was not supposed to, but I guess we won't research this one, at least not yet. Alright, are there any other shivers? The Fell mural, but I feel like that's main quest. It sucks that I just can't scroll down there. The game won't let me. Alright, we have 3 physical instruments to do. Let's see. It's at 4. Okay, so what are they? The barbell, right? Oh, I thought that one was a red check. I didn't know you could try it again. Let's see.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
It's only at 42%. And I'm gonna take damage, right, if I fail it? Should I wait until it's higher? I mean, I don't know if it's gonna get any higher than that. Do I have the gloves? Yeah, I do have the gloves on.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Alright, fine, let's try it. Ooh! Damn. Ooh. Are you impressed, Kim?
Conjuring up an inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage. This is a children's game.
Aw, yeah. Ooh, wow. Even went for the full lift.
A warm wave of accomplishment washes over your head as you drop the barbell to the floor. For a moment, it feels like you're strong enough to succeed at anything you ever set your mind to.
That was pretty impressive, right?
Hey, but you're still in a ghost house. What if someone heard this? What if they know you're here?
No, that's fine.
Good technique.
The lieutenant nods with approval. That's it? Oh, I thought maybe I could say something more. Alright. So that was pointless. I guess it healed 1 morale. Alright. The other one is with Egghead, and then the sleeping duck. Oh, right, the guy sleeping in the stairs. Wait, sleeping duck? He's not here. Right? Oh wait, is he in? I think he's in the whirling, maybe. His photo seems to be in the whirling. I mean, I remember a guy like sleeping here, but I want to go also look at what I can sell. I'm very wary about selling anything in this game because like you constantly get new dialogue from like stuff you have. Who is the sleeping dock worker? I guess maybe he's not there at this time? Maybe I don't have the right time for him to show up. I don't even remember that face. Yeah, maybe he's just not there at this time. Maybe it's like later in the day or only at night or something. But I don't remember seeing this guy. There's a volition with Joyce? I don't remember that volition. Could go back in the church, talk to Egghead. Yokokata, the place to be!
A better deal! Yeah! Medium car!
Ooh. The aesthetic of anodic music, +1 the beat of your heart, +1 what was that sound? Maybe your body can tell you what Arno van Eyck's jam is missing to make it harder core.
Even dancing to this beat before, you knew it in your lungs where the pressure wasn't bursting, and in your heart that was alone, and in your solar plexus where the hits should have landed. So does every chordate animal.
Needs more bass.
What?
The young man makes a sudden move like he's about to turn the volume down, but that would be ridiculous. And a melody. A good melody is what makes the song really stick, so that you can't get it out of your head anymore.
Wow, okay. We should start with the melody. But where would we get that stuff from?
I don't know, I was thinking you would know. Nowhere. I'm not gonna become some sort of a nautic cop too. I've got enough copo types already. I mean, it looks like there's two, what's his name? Andre down there? I was thinking you would know.
I'm sorry, I don't know anything about Nordic music. I'm just the party boy. I get the people going and say it's hardcore.
He's surprisingly self-aware.
He feels ashamed he can't be of more service to the future of dance music.
Okay, I'll look into it. In an official capacity. It's up to the police to make the beats go harder. Alright, I'll see if I come up with something on my own. A citizen investigation. Sure.
The young man falls silent with appreciation. He even tries to contain his smile, as if it could hinder your investigation.
Don't want to smile too much.
Basically, what you need to find here is a tape with some banging music on it, so that Egghead could use it to remix Fan 8's jam.
Wait, well, I already have a tape. I have the tape of the song that I sang in the karaoke.
Yeah, maybe that street hawker across the pawn shop has got some tapes to sell. That's just an idea.
There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, right next to the canal. A reel of magnetic tape is caught in its branches, like bronze ribbons blowing in the wind.
Again, this thing, but I haven't seen anything. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, I've been there.
Oh, I know this. I can tell you where it is.
St. G is the boulevard before the canal bridge. The one that takes you to the whirling in rags and the industrial harbour. It's got the lanterns and the...
I knew that. I could have said that.
I also know where it is,
and
guys.
the mosaic sidewalk.
But it's all blocked with that stupid traffic jam right now. Anyway.
It feels cold.
Maybe you should dance again, huh? That would be mega. It was mega the way you did that.
It was very hard of core indeed. Shake it off.
Anyway, that's all yours to figure out, Copman.
Copman!
Whoa, that was a crazy sound we heard before.
Yeah! It was awesome and scary. Very hardcore.
His voice booms through the chamber, then gets silent.
Too hardcore, in fact. I couldn't control it at all.
What happened?
It sucks up all the air in the mix until it's the only thing left. Starts compressing itself and everything around it. Completely fills up the headspace. Extreme.
Inside your chest, the heart beats still with the after effects of the sound. Imagine if you could harness that power, making it pulse.
The horn of apocalypse, it draweth near. Is there anything we can do about it?
Oh! I don't know. Maybe someone can do something with this. I imagine this is the sounds that the future could make.
Sounds like a horrible future. Sounds like the future could be even more hardcore than I ever imagined.
Yeah!
Hey, I have a tape with me. Maybe you can use it to improve Van Heyk's jam.
Tape! Yeah! Spins the tape until the space escape! Yeah!
Wait, the Great Door Gunner Mega Mix? Which one was that? Where did I get that?
Alright!
He snatches the tape from your hand and attaches it to the empty reel slot. One hand on his headphones, he listens to the audio, then shaking his head, he says,
No! No, no! This is gonna make people scared! Keep it positive! Keep the love in the house!
Okay, never mind.
Normal! Stable! Normal! Stable!
Alright, goodbye, Egghead. So we need another tape, not this one. Wait, the Mega Door Mix, is that like the last church in Saint something? What's the tape I have? Door Gunner Mega Mix. Oh, that's what I gave you? Where like the mercenary is saying he's gonna rape the fucking woman in the bar. Oh god. I should not have given you that. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry you had to listen to that, Egghead. That is definitely not hard of core. Shit. Alright, there has to be a tape in a tree somewhere. Maybe now that I've like unlocked the task, I can actually find it. It said a tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislain. Or we can ask the guy in front if he has a tape. Like, what tree are you talking about? But he was like, oh, you can't access the tree. He said the tree in front of the waterlogged, right? This is really gonna bother me. They keep saying there's a tree with something in it. But I haven't... Oh, this one here.
The hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gislain.
Yeah.
Bronze-colored ribbons of magnetic tape are caught in its branches, fluttering in the breeze.
Oh, so it's all like unfurled. We would need to roll it back in the tape.
Just like promised, you've stood here for what seems like eons, guzzling the sickly fumes of lorries and carriages.
Good, Hawthorne. You can pat the tree. Yeah, I'm not gonna punch the tree.
Patting the tree reveals a small sticker which has almost been worn to oblivion. It reads, RCM Emergencies Desk, number 8102, underneath a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant. You tree-hugging pansy.
Shut up, physical instrument. I can hug trees if I want. Let me put my gloves on so I get some interfacing. I thought maybe there was going to be a +1 hug the tree. +1, the multi-tool is truly multi. Wait, but I'm not holding the multi-tool. Yes.
The gnarled hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gislain.
It's the same even if you don't have the multi-tool in your hand. +2 karaoke superstar. Was this always here? And I just never... It can't have been there earlier in the game when I first came here because I would have seen it. So it must have been added since. Disentangle the tape?
With slow and deliberate motions, pulling, bending, and unraveling, you manage to extricate the magnetic tape from the branches.
But I need like a reel to put it in.
It curls up into a mess inside your pocket.
Oh.
If only you could find a way to respool it so that you could hear what's on the tape.
A bundle of magnetic tape.
What's the tape for?
You know what for. The lieutenant looks at the mess in your hands. Only after you've successfully cleaned up the branches does the curiosity get him. It's for Egghead. I promised to make his Van Hike's jam hit a bit harder. Maybe this tape can help.
How? It's broken and unspooled. Do you think your new buddy knows how to fix it?
Well, he has to. He's the master of ceremonies after all. I think at least one of the ravers would know how to fix a broken tape if they want to set up a nightclub. I'm not sure, but I'll figure it out. Maybe Egghead can point me in the right direction. I'll find out.
You could also get it fixed at the pawn shop across the street.
Oh.
We shouldn't waste our time.
Okay, thanks, Kim. That's what really matters. He doesn't want me to do this thing, but he doesn't want to waste time. That's fair. He looks at his wristwatch a little impatiently.
Good idea. He might have the tools. The tape projector in the pawn shop uses similar tape.
True, yeah. I was gonna go to the pawn shop anyways. I feel like maybe he's gonna charge me for that. But that's fine, I do have a little bit of money. Let me put my jacket back on, also my armor. You never know when someone's going to attack me. Hello, good sir.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I have something to sell.
Sure. Let me have a look.
I have a fascinating photo of a corpse here. No, I'm not gonna sell that. Let me check my pockets.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
You can sell the postcards. Oh, I do have an empty cassette case. There used to be a tape in this case, but it was destroyed in a fit of rage. Oh, well, that's perfect. We can use that. The shot put ball, I guess that's definitely not gonna have a use anymore, right? Now that René is dead, so we could sell that. What is that? Oh, it's the tape. The bronze-colored tape was found in the branches of hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gislain. Gleams whenever a ray of sun hits the surface. We can sell this. A bunch of postcards. The production schedule. We've already read this, right? Suna did not want to have it, so I guess it doesn't really have a use anymore. We could sell it. That's 50 real. I don't think we're gonna have anything to do with it, so if anyone was going to ask for it, it would have been Suna and she didn't, so I'm gonna sell it. Yeah. Alright.
Another time, perhaps.
Do you know how to fix this?
You mean re-spool it? Yeah, I do, but
Looks at the bronze-colored bundle in your hand. Great, could you do it, please? This is important. I need to be able to play this tape to someone.
I'm not some Mr. Fix-It. I'm a pawnbroker. If you want to pawn the tape, sure. Although it looks pretty worthless.
Just explain why you need this so much. He's bound to understand.
Wait, but you tinker with film tapes all the time. Isn't that the same?
No, it's different. Those film tapes actually mean something to me. But this is just a worthless bundle of old tape.
Worthless? It's not worthless, Roy. This could be the next big thing for the local dance music scene.
Huh? What do you mean?
He slowly taps his fingers on the counter. Do you know that old church down the coast?
Yes. What about it?
Well, I helped some young ravers turn this place into a nightclub, and they played these weird neo-disco beats there.
Is it any good? The music, I mean.
No, that's the thing. You can't believe how unbelievably thin the beat is. There's nothing to it, no bass. It just goes meow, 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 meow. But this tape could make it hardcore.
Man, you're really invested in this.
He looks at the bundle of tape in front of him. It shimmers under the shop's dazzling light show.
Okay, I'll help you out. It's going to take a moment, though, so just sit back and relax.
Uh-oh, how long are we talking about?
You take some time to look around the store. The play of visuals all around the pawn shop is mesmerizing. Suddenly, Roy turns back to you with a reel of tape in his hand and coughs.
Only took 15 minutes. Wait, this took more than just a few moments? That was at least 15 minutes. Thanks for the help.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'll do what I can for true passion projects. Just try not to use this tape for negative photon emissions. Take responsibility. Okay?
No, of course not. I mean, I do wish I could listen to what's on it first. Like, we don't know what's gonna be on this. It's pretty fragile and in an odd format which doesn't fit into any portable tape players. Nevertheless, Egghead will be stoked. We have no idea what's gonna be on this tape. It could be like anything. It could be like a recording of someone. But let's find out. Also, people in the comments told me that in order to fast travel, you need to be at a fast travel location already. So thanks for that.
A better deal! Yeah! Medium car!
I found this reed of tape. Maybe you can use it to hard up Egg's jam?
Yeah! Remix time! Tape goes here, into deck B!
His voice booms through the church as he takes the tape and attaches it to an empty reel slot. This could be anything. He clicks a switch, the tape starts spinning.
A hand on his ear. He listens to the audio through his headphones and shouts.
Wow! Did you get this from Arno himself?
Okay, so I guess it is music? His face lights up with delight.
A great excitement is bubbling to the surface within him. This is big.
What do you mean?
Listen, I'm just going to show it to you. Ready?
Ready? How convenient that it's on exactly the same beat, too. That's much better.
Wow! Here's that! The signs match perfectly!
Yeah, that's nice.
Now, if only we had the beat for the full assault, it would be unbelievably hyper!
What is this? It's good. How did you guys do that?
Do what? I just found a random tape and brought it to Egghead. He's just incredibly good at remixing. You're right, it's uncanny how well it all goes together. Something else must be going on here.
Yes, but what if Van Eyck based his remix on some forgotten local melody? Like a folk song?
Oh.
And you just found the original piece that inspired him to create this jam? That would explain why it fits so well.
That's true.
Nah, to me it sounds like classic Van Eyck. I don't think he needs any inspiration from folk songs. Maybe he lives in Martinez and just threw away part of his song because he thought it wasn't good enough?
What if one of the people we've met so far is actually Van Eyck? And we just don't know. There's a bunch of people we talked to that, like, we don't know their actual names.
I think it's just happenstance. Chaos in action. Contingencies of our limited existence. That and Egghead's fantastic talent.
He is pretty good at syncing those up. He nods to his friend behind the turntables.
Something mysterious is going on here.
Andre's got it. Sounds like a local folk song remix. Esel's right, Van Eyck's must live around here. I agree with Noid, it's Luck and Egghead's incredible mixing skills. Well, it is exactly the same beat though. And how did this tape end up in a tree? I'm not sure, but I'm gonna go with the one that complements Egghead.
Be how it may, if it fits, it fits! Bring up the volume!
It sounds like maybe there's like a third part we're missing, but there's only 2 slots, so...
What about the bass? Do you have any ideas for that?
I feel like maybe we can add bass, or like we can add some lyrics even.
Yeah, I remember. You said it needs more bass.
What if we use that crazy sound assault from Suna's experiment, but tamed it, made it pulse?
But how?
Egghead's puzzled face turns into a wicked grin.
What about that compressor Andre was setting up to achieve some sort of parallel processing?
Damn, these tasks just keep piling up.
Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't figure it out. I think the jam's already pretty ultra.
But it could be hyper hardcore!
Ooh. Only 3? That is so low. The audio onslaught can be tamed. Connect the dots. Connect the dots? There has to be something I can do to make this higher.
Yo, man. What's on your mind? Dead body, spirit entered. What is there to talk of?
You say that as a carpenter yourself?
I don't say much anything as a carpenter anymore. They tried to make me into a reckoner and a leveler. Made me a bit manic, you know.
Well, you can hear that other instrument come in.
I regret the time I dedicated to that profession and that worker collective. I say things more as a member of the hardcore side dance community these days.
Understood. You're not going to ask me how I knew? Now I can probably guess.
The material knowledge is mega though. Guild shit. Teaches independence.
Guild shit? He looks around the hollow hall of the church.
Sure.
Take care, Noid.
Hardcop.
What if her tape recorder could help us? I wonder. I'm trying to think of like things related to the sound we heard that could help us with this interfacing role. I do have a point, but my empathy is already so high. Are there other like empathy roles that I could try again? It's just the one. I wonder if it would help at all. I wish this beat was there when we first danced here. It's much better. It's probably still going to copyright claim my video though. I don't want to put a point in empathy because empathy is already so high and I don't even have any other... Oh right, I also have a thought. Arno van Eyck. Oh, it does... Ooh, This would give us +1 interfacing. The question won't leave you. Why did the melody line from a broken and discarded tape fit perfectly into a song played by some speed freaks in a frozen tent? Can it be a coincidence? Maybe it's the hand of the man-machine himself in his attempt to craft a perfect song. Maybe Egghead is actually Arno van Eyck in disguise? Eyck? Egg? I mean, this would give us the +1 interfacing, but I like the thoughts I have though. Like, they all give me pretty good stuff. I mean, I guess actual art degree is like the only one that gives me a negative. Being an art cup is pretty fun. Like, it's been, there's been some funny dialogue from that, but like, is it that important? I'm not a fan of that -1 hand-eye coordination. You know what? I think I'm gonna go for it. Bug the art degree. Screw art, let's go for music instead. Arno van Eyck. I think the gloves are the only interfacing I have. Bye bye, bugs. So my interfacing is at 4. It's actually at 5. Why does it always show up as like one lower? It always says like total encyclopedia 4, but then if I go on the other page, it's gonna say 5, right? Oh no, it says 4. I don't know, sometimes it doesn't say the right number. Like here it says total interfacing 4, but then here it's 5. I don't know. So with 5, let's see how much of a chance we have.
A better deal! Yeah! Medium car!
17%. I mean, it's a wide check. We could try it again later. Could always put a point in interfacing. +1 Andre's compression algorithm. I mean, I've succeeded low rolls before, but I think my luck might run out eventually. Fingers crossed.
Side chain the beat.
How do I always get these low fucking rolls? Holy shit. What'd I roll? 5, 6. God damn. Side chain? What does it even mean?
Listen, you can use the compressor to select between which track it's compressing, either the auxiliary signal or the main input from the tape. Make it alternate between the signals.
Okay.
The compressor controls the gain based on the level of the signal on the aux sidechain input. It will allow maintaining a loud sound without peaks that fill up all the headspace.
Oh, so like a real compressor, like what I'm using when I edit these videos to make sure the audio doesn't peak. Controls the gain. This is just like actually how a compressor works. Like, I feel like my luck was really bad at the beginning of this playthrough. Like, I kept missing these really high rolls. And now, like, I just keep getting these really low rolls. It's like my luck has totally turned. Okay, Heg. You need to start side chaining it.
Side chaining it, you said?
He turns down the music, his hands moving deftly across the mixer, setting up the necessary controls.
Then he puts on his headphones and his eyes go wide. Wider than they've ever gone on drugs. He starts jumping up and down with bliss in total silence, still listening to his headphones.
That's it, he's done it. He's achieved the hardest of core.
Hey, what did you do to Egghead Cop, man? Did you break him?
Just wait and see.
Are you ready, pussy?
Noid straightens his back, ready for the beat.
Fucking ready.
I was born ready, Egg.
Good answer. Oh, now we're talking.
The audio assault is glorious. The speed freak dances on the stage, intensely waving his hand in the air.
Damn, I wish we had this music when I was dancing.
This is beauty! This is life!
Make Van Heyk's jam harder core. This is the hardest of core.
What in the world is going on? The way melody and bass flow together. It's unnatural.
It's disco, baby.
Your body is taking a beating from the low frequencies crashing over you. It's making you feel alive again.
This one is for the hypnotic generation. We have tamed the sound, made it our own. The hardcore aesthetic just got more bassy. This one goes to the hypnotic generation.
Introducing the ultimate sound!
We have tamed the sound, made it our own.
God damn it. This dance club idea might just work out.
We have one good song now. You hear Andre say to himself over the thumping beat.
DeLorean Church! The place to be! Pump it! Pump it!
We agreed the name was going to be Disco Elysium. Don't forget. Egg's losing himself in the sound.
Who will be the innocence of hardcore hypnotic dance music?
Alright, goodbye, Egghead. it's still mostly playing like the original song. It doesn't play like the new version, which is kind of a shame. Alright, well, what else do we have? We have 2 interfacing. From A to Zreek, a guide to the well-behaved cockatoo. There's something so fucking wild about that. The idea of like we use the sound from the pail and put it into music. That is the Anodic Entropic Revolution, y'all. Fuck yeah. Alright, the Cockatoo book. Apparently I have an interfacing one.
A cockatoo is a This book talks about the delicate nature of where to even begin. Dark pink and snow white.
Alright, so you can just like keep reading the same books over and over again to have time pass, because I just got 2 breakthroughs in a row just from reading this book.
Despite its banging name, the Bang Bang Cockatoo is...
I don't have any interfacing with this book. I don't... What is this? From A to Zreek. I don't have an interfacing there. The warded door. The barred door.
Cleaning out the rooms.
Oh yeah, this one.
What if you didn't lose your memory? What if something in Martinez came and stored it all away, for you to slowly open one box at a time, so you can choose which parts to keep? Keep almost none of it. Only the flowers on the windowsill. Only the distant sound of a radio. Lose all the actors, the dark shadows. Leave only the still lifes, the blissful distant wash of waves. If everybody knew, you never did. She'll be coming soon. That is all.
But again, with all this foreshadowing, like there's so many instances where the game is like, there's gonna be something happening soon. It's coming soon. She's coming. It's like, I don't think my wife is coming, because from our last conversation on the phone, it really doesn't sound like she wants to see me again. So, who is she? She'll be coming soon. I don't know what this is about, but I'm really excited to find out. I really hope all this foreshadowing is actually leading somewhere. But this game hasn't disappointed me yet, so I'm sure it's going to deliver on a really impactful ending. Like, I can feel it coming. I can feel the conclusion is gonna hit really hard. Wow. +1 suggestion, wake up. +1 inland empire in a new life. +1 rhetoric, by the seaside. That's some really good bonuses. I'm glad I researched that. What if you didn't lose your memory?
Honor Van Eyck.
And this one too.
Okay, so Egghead is clearly not Van Eyck in disguise.
Probably not.
Van Eyck is an Oranese disco jockey.
No.
But those people get around, especially in Revachol, in the clubs on Boogie Street. Perhaps he stayed here for a short stint and discarded part of the song he was working on.
Maybe.
Just threw it away. And then it ended up in the hawthorn tree. But why? Did he think it was retrograde? It wasn't. Perhaps he caught a glimpse of the future and did not want for it to arrive just yet. Perhaps the city whispered the top line to him and he was frightened by it.
Ooh, all Motorix white checks unlocked. Reveals Arno Van Eyck gig posters in the world. What does that mean? Gig posters? All Motoric white checks unlocked? Really? Okay, so that means I lost my interfacing bonus. Well, shit. Did new roles open up? I feel like these are just the same ones as before. God, I hate that I can't scroll this damn thing. Is there like a mod that fixes this? Alright, I've been doing a bunch of side stuff, and last time I said I was going to talk to Evrart, so I feel like I should go and talk to Evrart, because we're already really deep into this episode. So thank you for indulging me while I spend time on all this other shit, but let's actually... It's this mural here, right? This is the mural that I'm supposed to look at. I'll be back for it later. I wish there was a fast travel to where Evrart is, because it's quite far away. Now I'm looking for posters. Is this a poster? Below the grime, a dark neon poster reads Van Eyck, totally transcendent. Oh, okay, so now we can... Was this always here? Or is it just that now I get to actually look at them? Okay. I mean, I guess that's something. It's not much of a bonus, but... Sure. Odd that you didn't catch DISCO ELYSIUM earlier. Van Eyck Overdrive, it says. That is odd. So let's take a second look at where René was.
This is the Night Watchman's booth. Take it. It's just there. Who cares? It's not like anyone's gonna need it.
He left his uniform neatly folded on the table. But he died, didn't he? Didn't he die in this boot? Like, wouldn't he have died in his uniform?
Generally speaking, it would be dishonorable to take it. But then, it looks like a military uniform, and wearing that is very honorable. So, a conflict of honor. It's up to you.
I mean, no one else is going to claim it. He didn't have any friends other than Gaston, so I guess I'll take it.
I suppose René is not going to be needing it anymore. It's a bit too colorful for my taste, though.
It's needed for work and all that. This is gonna take my shit to the next level. I'm done here.
Fantastic. Try not to wear it with other similarly colorful clothes, okay?
What do you mean, Kim? Let's see. A Royal Carabinier jacket. The beautifully adorned jacket of the Royal Carabiniers has 3 stars on its shoulders and the word Capitaine written on the chest. Neatly patched here and there, it's impossible not to feel love for the fatherland when you wear it. +1 to Revachelian nationhood, proud nationalist. It does look pretty cool. Royal Carabinier pants, +1 reaction speed. These pants are made from synthetic lightweight fiber and designed to let the Carabiniers' legs and groin breathe. You gotta let the groin breathe. Red stripes are there to inspire courage, while the golden stripe symbolizes the patriotic flame in the wearer's heart. That's quite a look. Doesn't look very official, does it? I mean, if you put the pinball maker's coat on top, you can't really see them. You just see your little socks. It's not a great look, but it does give me more reaction speed, which I really don't have much of. So maybe I'll keep them on. Maybe I'll keep on the pants. I wonder if Gaston is gonna notice that I'm wearing these. He's gonna be like, wait, are you wearing René's pants? That would be pretty awkward. Anything new with you, dude? We haven't talked in a while.
Welcome back, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
For you. This is still only at 3%. I assume that like something might happen at some point that would make it higher, but it's still very low. And that's with 4 conceptualization. I'm gonna wait. I'm sure something... These red checks, there's always something about them. Like you always eventually get a plus somewhere. From like an action or a thought or something. We do still have Homosexual Underground researching. Oh. Something that I've been really meaning to say and share with you guys that I've been thinking about in between episodes. I was skimming through some earlier episodes of mine and I noticed something that Joyce tells you about Evrart. She talks about the Clare brothers and she said Edgar and Evrart, and that Edgar has a lazy eye. And then I was like, well, the Evrart we've talked to, he kind of has the lazy eye, right? Because his eye is looking like 2 different directions. So I was like, what if the Evrart we've been talking to has been Edgar this whole time? Because like she said, they kind of switch rolls. This is not a fishing rod, is it? It's... There. It is a fishing rod. What are you talking about? Because she said this little switcheroo act is how they get past the terms, like the term limit or something. So what if this is actually Edgar and we haven't met Evrart yet? It's only a theory, but you know, maybe.
Mr. Dubois, every worker... To hell with it. Every worker is white. Now, what can I do for you today?
Oh, there's a bunch of new things. It's done. I mailed the signatures you asked me to mail.
The Golden Boy returns once more. Wonderful. Simply wonderful, Harry. Of course. I already knew this.
Yes, I'm sure you did. He claps his hands together like a child who's just been offered cotton candy.
My friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You've given the children of Martinez a future and proven to be a true man of the left. I can finally trust you now.
I don't believe you at all. Look, he does have a lazy eye, doesn't he? Or is that just like how it's drawn? Because it looks like he's got a lazy eye. I feel like this is Edgar. But then why would he introduce himself as Evrart? I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. It really sucks because his plan to build like a community center for the kids, that's a very good thing, right? That would be really nice, but of course, this guy is super corrupt, at least according to Joyce. But I do believe Joyce. And so his plan just seemed like he wanted to evict the people, and then like, would he actually build the community center? And I've commented before on how he asks you to do some things for him, and then Joyce also asks you to do some things for her, and so like, in a way, they're not so different. Like, he offers you a bribe, she can also give you money. It's just that she's much nicer, she's much kinder to you. But they are different. Like, we know he got a woman possibly killed, like in the election. So he's definitely done a lot more shady shit than Joyce has. So, like, I really don't see that, oh, they're both just as bad. I don't see that. But yeah, by the time he realizes that the signature on the paper are just like bullshit signatures, it's gonna be too late. We're probably gonna be out of here.
You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi. We can talk about anything. The strike, the murder, your
Really?
lost gun. Nothing is off the table.
Are you saying I could get my gun back?
Oh, Bratan, you play the old man like a three-string banjo. He has no idea.
What if he knows? If he's got the mailman in his pocket, he could have taken the envelope back, opened it, looked at the signature, put it back in the envelope, shipped it. Like, he might know.
Better not to gloat, sire. 'Tis arrogance that gives the play away. Be subtle.
The signatures I got, I know you plan to force them out with the construction noise. I shouldn't say that. Can I get my gun now?
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me, but it had to be done.
Okay, I'm not gonna see you bastard. Where is it?
An old woman has it, and let me tell you, Harry, word on the street is she's a character, so watch out.
Okay, who?
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy. The one he described as terrifying.
So basically you have nothing to tell me that I didn't already know. So the gun's still with the woman who bought it from Roy.
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. Crazy stuff, Harry. Selling your gun like that? Wild. Anyway...
Union Boy's gonna help you fix it. He winks at you. Don't worry, Harry.
The neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debardeurs Union. Apparently, she was waving it around at the entrance to her building.
Wait, the neighbors of this old woman? Oh, maybe she lives in that same building that we went in, the apartment building, and maybe... Because there were a few doors we couldn't open, so maybe she lives in that building.
Waving the gun around doesn't sound good. None of this does.
She was waving it around at people?
As I said, she's a character.
Oh.
I didn't have time for details. It sounds like she's unstable, but don't worry. No one got hurt.
Yet.
It sounds like a very disturbed and desperate individual.
Who is this old woman?
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady. How dangerous can she possibly be? Oh, and she calls herself the Pigs.
Aren't you supposed to know everything around here? Alright, so basically you're no help at all.
There it is again. The Pigs.
Yeah.
Like Roy said, not good at all.
I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally, someone calls themselves a pig.
A smile flickers in the corner of his mouth.
It actually sounds extremely bad, but let's not give him the satisfaction.
Can you set up a meeting?
I already have.
Oh.
Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast, the one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never set you up for anything dangerous, but you did ask for this. Now, back to the fun stuff.
Okay, so I guess you did help me by setting up this meeting. She probably wouldn't be there unless I talked to him. Okay.
She will be there from 2200 hours till 0200 hours.
More fun stuff. Seems like we already have fun stuff to do.
Did you order the hangman killed?
Order it? You know my men didn't kill him. They told you. It was a happy accident. You know how it is. No one takes the initiative. If I wanted him dead, I would have had to do it myself. And I'm too fat for that.
Why are you so fat? You can't just say that. So he knows that I know that the man didn't kill him. So he knows that I know that it's probably Ruby. No one takes the initiative. Well, it looks like someone did. You're Ruby. Like, Ruby works for him, right? So he could still know more that he's letting on. What do you gain from him being dead?
Why, a war, of course.
Oh, you're so honest now.
And what do you have to gain from a war?
Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group.
Damn.
And win before they even realize there is a war.
You're just gonna come out and say it? They're trained military people. Aren't you afraid for your men?
Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1. And that's just Martinez. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion on our side, we can hold off 2 men, or 15 men, or even 50 men.
You do outnumber them, but they are like heavily armed. It's gonna be a fucking bloodbath.
The more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The leftists hate them, the fascists hate them, even the moralists think they're in bad taste.
Yeah, everyone hates them except ultra-liberals, maybe, which happens to be me. No, I'm not a big fan of mercenaries either. How is this connected to the strike?
Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait. Is that when you still pay them something? Because we won't do that. We're not going to give nothing. We're going to take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that big crane, even the damn coffee maker. We're going to take all of it for the people, and fuck Wild Pines.
Okay. This is interesting information. Alright, so none of this is really a surprise, right? This is all pretty much stuff that I assumed Evrart was up to, right? Because he's kind of transparent about this stuff. Like, you assume he's trying to start a war. You assume he's trying to gain more power. This is a very complex, very volatile situation here. Because, well, Wild Pines is not the coalition. Because I'm about to say he's going to get this whole city fucking bombed by the coalition again. But Wild Pines is not really the coalition. They're just an Indo tribe. I mean, they are probably kind of in league with the Moral Intern, with the coalition, so it's probably not gonna turn out well anyways, but it is the people, and like, generally I would think this is a good, but I don't know, like, at least from what Joyce has been telling us, it doesn't sound like Wild Pines is abusing the workers, you know? It sounds like they're open to negotiations and like giving them better rights, better pay even, if that's what they wanted. But that's not what he's trying to do. He's not trying to negotiate better... He's not trying to negotiate better conditions for the worker. He's trying to take this whole thing away from Wild Pines. He wants war with Wild Pines. And like, I feel like that's not going to end well. Because they have all the money. Like, yes, you have all the people. It's basically the whole population. And like, especially if he's working in league with the other unions. If it really was an initiative for the people, by the people, I would be for it, but because it's Evrart at the head of it, I feel like he's mostly in it for himself. Like, I don't know how much good he really wants to make. I feel like it's mostly about him getting a better deal out of this. Just because of how sleazy he is, I could be wrong. Maybe deep down, underneath all the corruption and the sleaziness, he really does want what's best for his workers, but I don't know. This is a much bigger situation than just one guy being murdered. This is way bigger than us.
The word fuck rings like a gunshot from his mouth. He doesn't swear often.
Yeah.
So that's why you haven't let Joyce in?
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance.
What? Why are you telling me your plans? I'm sorry, what?
Tits from her arsehole. It's a local saying.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, it's not.
Okay, why are you telling me this?
Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. You can go tell her if you want. It won't change the course of events. We have a significant head start. It's already happening.
He looks at the swordfish clock and nods. So who killed the hangman?
No idea. Could have been his own mother for all I know. If you ever find the guy, give him a big fat kiss from Evrart Clare. Couldn't have done it without him.
Yeah, so you didn't plan for any of this to happen, but you're using this situation to get what you want. So it was just a happy accident.
A guy, huh?
How do you know it's a guy?
I don't. I told you it could have been his own mother. I'm pretty sure it wasn't anyone from the Union. Maybe it was the mob. Or maybe he killed himself because he was a closet socialist. Truth is, I simply don't know.
How many of you guys are there in the Union?
2,372. Plus yours truly, of course.
He replies like a whip.
And they're all well motivated. At least the ones you've seen.
Does seem that way. How are you going to fund your new independent harbor?
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The clients will ditch us.
Yeah.
Harry, we've thought of everything.
Everything?
We've been running back channel negotiations with all the major clients. I think the company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to Martinez and to the new competitive contracts we can offer.
Yeah, but that's if they don't send mercenaries to kill you all.
With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites latching on. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic new revenue streams.
It does sound like a pretty good deal. I mean, if the workers are the ones to benefit from this, then that's good. But like, how do I know you're not just gonna use this to fill your own pockets? I mean, I guess both, but I don't know. I feel like Wild Pines is not gonna give up that easily. I mean, if it was just Martinez, they would send the fucking cavalry. They would send Crenel and like just kill it. I mean, the thing is, it's not just about Wild Pines. Crenel is kind of doing their own thing now, it seems. Because one of their guys got killed, so now they want revenge. They're gonna do this whole tribunal thing, and Wild Pines doesn't seem to really control them anymore, although Joyce did say that she had contacted Wild Pines about reining in Crenel, but like it was just taking time, which doesn't really make any sense. Like, why is it taking so long? She could just radio them, and then they're like, Crenel, please stand down. We don't want like a bloodbath in Martinez. But Crenel is like an independent mercenary unit. So even if Wild Pines tells them, don't like stand down, don't do anything, Crenel might still just send a bunch of mercenaries to... I don't know, would they? But yeah, again, if it was just Martinez, I feel like Wild Pines could crush them. But if really he's been negotiating with all his other clients and like he's got the other unions and like all the other Like basically all the Wild Pines employees are kind of like plotting to become independent. But then you're just kind of doing the same work. You just won't be overseen by the same company. And then you get to keep all the money. I don't know enough about like business, especially not fictional business, to I don't know, it's hard to predict how well this would go. And I'm also really debating whether I want to share this information with Joyce. Like, none of this is really surprising to me. The biggest revelation here is that the other unions are in on it, and that they've already planned for what's gonna happen after. So it does sound like it's a pretty well thought out plan, but I still don't know. I still don't know if it's a good idea.
That's drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical chemical factories on the Samaran Isola. You don't need to be colonialist about it. All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities.
It's just the top of the iceberg though, isn't it? God, that sounds shady. Digging it, Evrart, I have to say. I'm digging this part. It's only the top of the iceberg, isn't it?
The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. The Debarders Union, however, we're all about the large volume column. We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So your sick kid can get his Benefed and your wacky uncle doesn't have to come off risperidone.
His slams his fist, another typo.
Benefed is a children's cold medicine, usually apricot flavored, and risperidone is used to treat severe psychosis.
I've never heard so many mentions of apricot until this fucking game. Like, apricot is kind of an obscure fruit you don't really hear about that often, but it sounds like a lot of things are apricot flavored in this world.
And the kids on the street can get speed and pyrrolidon.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just mentioned.
He smiles. I mean, can it be both? Can it be people are gonna get better access to medicine, but also you guys are gonna sell more drugs? I mean, like, does a good thing cancel out a bad thing? I don't know. There's no good answer here.
But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share. And I'd keep that stuff far away from Martinez.
He's basically admitting to it.
Is Ruby helping you secure this fantastic share? Drugs are no-go for me, I'll report this. I have to admit that's a well put together plan and far removed from you. I mean, it's not that far removed from him. Interesting stuff, I just want to solve this murder, okay? Makes sense to regulate the drug trade like this, keeps it out of more dangerous hands. I mean, the Debarders Union is a de facto police, but how official is their whole business, really? They do seem to have a pretty good thing going here. Is Ruby helping you secure this share?
Harry, if I was supplying raw materials to drug manufacturers, I would need an army of rubies.
Understood.
The lieutenant nods slowly. I have to admit that's a well put together plan.
It's also far removed from my men and the people of Martinez who've put their trust in me.
He smiles slyly.
Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbor's turnover, just like the harbor is, but a small part of Martinez.
So is there a trade or isn't there?
Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music. Young mothers who want to start businesses. Models who want to walk catwalks and steel welders who want to weld steel. I'm going to unite them all into one economic body. We're going to incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's going to be in on the wealth, and everyone's going to pull their weight.
I mean, isn't that just communism?
Let's keep focusing on the drug trade. He was almost admitting to it.
I really don't know how I feel about this. It's a very interesting situation. I don't feel like there's a good or a wrong answer here. I think it's going to bring some good things, but also some bad things, but that's kind of anything, right? Like, running a fucking... Society is such a complex creature. There's no really perfect way to go about anything. I mean, this would bring some change, that's for sure. And considering the current state of Martinez, you could say any change would probably be a good thing. Then again, I don't know, are things so bad here? People work and like... I mean, the place is bombed to hell and people are pretty poor, but... things could be worse. It could also be better. If the coalition was putting more money in like restoring the place and like... people should have their own... I mean, he's basically trying to start government again, right? This is a little bit above my pay grade. Because his beef is with Wild Pines. Again, it's not with the coalition, but it kind of feels like the same thing, right? It feels like he wants Martinez and Revachol to be its own thing again, and not to answer to some company. If it was anyone else but you saying it, I would love what you're doing for the working man. Okay, we can look more into this drug trade here.
No, Harry. That's boring. All right, it's gone. The hypothetical raw materials trade is off the table. It's such a small and insignificant slice of revenue, I'm cutting it.
Really, just like that?
Boys, Harry felt queasy about it. We're not doing it. Can we talk about my beautiful incorporated Martinez and its many-sided business ventures now? This bold new vision of incorporated socialism I'm offering?
Incorporated socialism. Would that even work? So that it's like socialism, but everyone works for the company. Isn't that what you guys are already doing with Wild Pines? I don't know. It is very ambitious.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you. You have no idea how much it means to me, because in many ways, you are that working man. You have already done so much work.
I mean, he's already given me all the information I need, so I am kind of curious about the signatures. Can I ask you about specific union members?
We're way past specific union members now. This is the big time. We're talking about the future of Revachol here, Harry.
His eyes are shining.
You can bother Leonard with that. He loves to run his mouth on such matters. But I'm in big-time mode, Harry.
There's something different about him now. He's more vibrant, more alive in his big-time mode.
Great, Harry, great. I think we have truly built a bridge between Martinez and Jamrock today. We have united the RCM and the Debarders Union.
Don't go so far.
This has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but if you ever feel like bouncing something off me, my door is always open.
He does sound a little bit more honest now. I'm going to leave now, but we might talk again later. This episode is going very long, but
Mr.
I do kind of
Dubois,
want to...
Every worker... To hell with it. Every worker is white. Now, what can I do for you today?
They're not, though. I met a girl named Acel who said she's working with you.
Funny. That doesn't ring any bells, Harry.
The big man lets out a lazy yawn.
Funny. She was trying to set up a narcotics operation in the old church on the coast.
Oh, that Acel. Yes, I do seem to remember sending a pretty young thing down there to liven up the place. Get some hypnotic music in there.
Did you also tell her to start the amphetamine lab?
Amphetamine lab? That sounds very immoral and debauched. Frankly, a health risk. But what do I know about kids these days? The music they listen to, the drugs they do while they listen to that music?
He shakes his head with a melancholy smile.
It sounds to me like you are trying to start an amphetamine lab in the district. And you're using some delinquents you found, God knows where, to set it up and run it for you.
Ooh, the lieutenant says with an uncharacteristic note of contempt in his voice.
Found God knows where? That Acel is the daughter of Miko the kebab. A man who once killed a guy with a kebab. I think a daughter of a man who killed a man with a kebab can handle running a little nightclub, don't you?
Maiko the kebab, really?
Maybe it was Bogovir. Or Jakub. I think it might have been Conrad.
He stares off into the distance, seemingly trying to remember something. Anyway, I shut down the amphetamine production, but I let them go on with the nightclub plan.
A nightclub? Harry, I'm an old-fashioned guy. After work, I like to listen to some rock and roll music and have a non-alcoholic lager. Nightclubs don't interest me.
Well, just saying.
But here I am, talking about myself, when you have much more important things going on. Tell me, Harry, how can I help you? Let's hear it, Harry.
Well, he might be more honest now if I ask him these questions, right? Do you know where I live?
But of course, Harry. Your precinct is the 41st and you live in Jamrock. You're a Jamrock boy. A long way from home, but that's okay.
He doesn't really seem to know any more about it.
Do you know anything about my family? Oh, can I ask, like, about the folder? Do they have a wife or kids, or...?
Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry?
I think I do. I'd be a wonderful father.
Well, yes. I'm sure you're going to make one little boy or a girl very happy and proud one day, Harry.
What kind of cop does it say I am?
Well, Harry, if I were to sum you up in one word, it would be apologetic.
Of course, because that's the first cop type I got. What? I'm not apologetic, I'm confident.
Well, you sure come off as very confident in all our interactions, Harry. You're a real man's man.
He's probably just making a guess based on your recent activity in Martinez.
Where'd you get that folder?
Ah, this? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
This translates into, haha, you guys are so corrupt.
I find that very suspicious.
I'm afraid this is meant for union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. Of course, Harry, of course. I'm always happy to educate and entertain you, my friend. So, what's on your mind?
I have to ask him about the signatures.
Harry, by now you should know I would never do anything tricky like that. However, if the construction noise and limited street access makes some people consider moving, well, let's just say there'll be freshly renovated buildings near the roundabout where those poor people can finally enjoy a significant uptick in quality of life. I'm talking real affordable workers' palaces.
He proudly spreads his hands to demonstrate the size of the palaces. They're very large.
So the village is doomed.
The lieutenant says grimly. So he's gentrifying the place.
You were there. You saw the place. A wasteland. There's nothing left. But mark my words, officers. We are going to reset it.
He's, again, slams his fist on the table, causing some of the coffee to spill.
Reset. I have big plans for Martinez. And they do not include humans living in those pig sheds on the coast. That land will be used for municipal buildings and commerce.
It feels like no matter what I do with the letter, it's not really going to impact his plans. Like, he's got the money, he's got the power. If he wants to do it, it's still going to happen. What do you mean?
Harry, imagine a youth center supermarket church complex. Employing hundreds, no, thousands of people. The coast will be lit up with enterprise and life. All those ruins out there turned into low-income housing.
Again, see, that's... Society is a very complex thing, because it's like, that does sound good if you put more businesses and then, like, people can actually work, make money, like, there's gonna be less poor people, but then you also need to kick out the poor people that already work there to build these things, then, like, these people are gonna, just go die somewhere, like... It's complicated. I'm not sure how to feel about it.
Harry, enough is enough. We're taking this district back. The war was 50 years ago, for God's sake. It's time to move on.
Youth supermarket church complex? Do you really expect me to believe that? Low-income housing? If even part of this is true, then why not? End life. I knew you were a man of the people, Evrart. I mean, why not?
I accept your salute, Harry. All of it is true. I've got the center, I've got room for a retail complex, and in 4 years I'll get the church too. The wheels are turning, Harry. The wheels of progress. This post-war limbo, I won't stand for it. There are kids practically playing with their own feces out there. It cannot go on.
He's not wrong. That's the thing.
There is true indignation in his voice when he speaks about the state of things. and even a touch of pain. The pain is true. He's seen kids do worse than that. But will there be giant statues of the Clare brothers towering above it all? Joyce knew he was up to something.
But will you erect a statue to yourself?
I'm not a symbolist, Harry. I'm a realist. My statue will be Martinez rebuilt. 5-story building complexes, workers on welfare, and landowners in Azon hating me. That will be my statue. And yours. We're doing this together.
He's kind of convincing me.
You would look nice as a statue.
Joyce was right when she said you were up to something. Sounds like you got this. You can rely on my vote.
Oh, I do, Harry. I really do. I'm gonna make the working man as rich as Joyce Messier with that vote of yours. That's my job. Just like yours is to keep the peace.
It feels a little bit wrong, but I don't know.
A true flash of anger in him as he thinks of her.
That's it for now.
Very nice, Harry.
Oh boy. I really need to stop this episode. This has been going on for a very long time. He is a silver-tongued devil, because he's kind of convincing me right now. Like, damn, it is true that they have been in this limbo for too long. And like, there's definitely going to be some collateral damage in what he's trying to build, like a lot of the poor people currently living in the fishing village, but like, it might be for the best. Like, if they do build some like housing, some businesses, it would help in the long run. Like, these people might eventually find a place to live, and like Martinez could flourish again. Is it naive to believe that? Is it like just a dream? Is it just a pretend for him to keep his corruption going and like enlarge his own pockets? Probably a little bit of that too, but like, if he also helps, like, we've gotten these glimpses where he seems to be genuinely interested in the well-being of his people. So even though he is like a sleazy guy and he might be corrupt, maybe he's not so bad. I don't know. Maybe I'm just very easily manipulated and his little silver tongue is getting to me, but it certainly sounds better than just keeping things how they are right now, right? I don't know. Like, all these poor people in Martinez, couldn't they just also work for the company? Or like, can they just apply for a job with the union? I mean, there's always because here's the thing, you're never going to completely eliminate like homelessness and like things like that. You know, I live in the city, I would know. Like, there's plenty of businesses right next door, and I still see homeless people like every time that I go out. It's not so simple as just having places for people to work, but it's a start. I don't know, this kind of stuff is a little too complex for me usually, so I don't know, but it's interesting to think about. The world building in this game is legendary. Like, it's probably the best I've ever seen. I don't really think it's a stretch, me saying that. It's just absolutely incredible world building. Given the whole game is pretty much just world building, so they do have that on their side, but still, it's very impressive. Very much enjoying it. Very much going super long on this episode, so I'm going to leave it at that for now. As always, thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving me a comment or a like. For every like I get, I will give Kim a kiss on the lips. So until next time, I had fun playing this. Hope you had fun watching it, and I'll see you in the next episode for some more Disco Elysium. À la prochaine.